That was Morrissey. The more you ignore me, the closer I get. You're listening to the Russell Brand Show on BBC Radio 2. We're not live. We're doing this on Wednesday afternoon, but it's exciting because Slash will be on the show later. Slash is coming up in the second hour. I'm here, of course, as always, with Mr. Matthew Morgan. Hello, Matt. You all right?
Yes, I'm very well.
Why are you grinning in such a camp
Slash.
fashion? Slash! Matt really fancies him. Mr. G is here, also the poet laureate. You should have
Respect him.
Right, I respect him. We've already interviewed Slash. Slash came in a little while ago. We chatted to him. He's ever such a lovely gentleman, really nice, handsome, brilliantly dressed. But what I won't do is become obsessed like Matt is. When he left, Matt went, I goes, he's quite nice looking, isn't he? I goes, it's surprising that he wears all that stuff, like the glasses and the hair and the hat, because he's got quite a nice face. And Matt, yeah, his picture in his book is actually really handsome. I got really passionate about it, like he wanted to marry Slash. You like him a lot, don't you?
Yeah, but I respect him. And
What is the respect based on?
because
Your winky
of what he
juice.
achieved, and also just when I was a kid, his poster was on my wall.
Yeah,
You know
you've
what I
got to
mean?
respect that. You've got to
He
respect a
he
poster on the wall.
arrived when I put the blue tack on him.
Yeah. I had a Bros poster on my wall.
Well,
so
there you go, see?
Make that
That's the
judgment.
fundamental difference
Then-
between us.
That's one of them. I wrote on it, but I sort of I defaced it. But
I bet you
still
made
put it
yourself
there.
Craig Logan.
In my
drummer.
mind, I was, so I could get close to the Bros twins. And I had them Grolsch bottle tops on my shoes. I was really
See,
into
while you were doing that, I had a leather jacket and I was smoking
You
fags.
probably weren't. You were probably a couple of years younger than me. You're probably still scared of that crow in your wall. You were probably a snivelling little wretch, 7 years old or something. Yeah, I don't know what happened with me with all that Bros business, but nonetheless, Slash will be on the show a little bit later. In our minds, we already know what happens, and let me tell you, it's a real bloody great big treat. There's also going to be some other fantastic bits on the show. For example, well, you know, we'll try and ring Noel Gallagher, won't we? Yeah? We'll follow up on
Yes.
old Nosh Off Bosh Off.
What happened to him last week?
He said he had some problem or something. We'll ask him about it this week. But he said he just sent a text. Oh, I've had some problem. Even his texts have an accent.
What if it's a problem?
I
Like,
don't
we
think it
can't
was a
mention
serious
it.
problem. I think it was like domestic, not to do with his family life. You know, I think it was like some sort of admin problem. you
Right,
know.
okay.
Sort of like he's turned into a Victor Meldrew style character. I think he's got some petty dispute with
Next
his
door neighbour's
neighbours.
hedge is too high.
It's too high. I can't be expected to cut when that's like my sunlight. Can't do anything else. I'm sunbathing in garden. I can't get any sun. I'm pale as a ghost. I'm lily white. Poor sod. He ain't got long to live. I wouldn't have thought. Noel Gallagher, state of him. So yeah, we'll probably talk to Noel Gallagher later. Certainly we'll be talking to James Whittaker. He's one of those royal experts who I'm sort of quite interested in. Have you not seen him on telly? He sounds a bit like, I'm afraid of Lady Diana. As I know.
What?
I'm a blind experience. I don't know.
Who gave him the job?
I don't know. My impression's not very good. I'll be honest.
Sounds
But
like old fisherman.
she blows. It's not like that. I've misrepresented him. But I mean, there's a sort of an odd gargle to his voice.
What, like the Davros out of the Dalek.
Yeah.
Zippy.
I don't
What
know
are you
that.
doing to this man?
Well,
He's a
look-
royal correspondent.
When he comes on, you'll know. That's all I can say, Matt.
Oh,
really.
great. Why don't you make an elephant in the room? You'd be all embarrassed.
Well, just listen to his voice, because we're going to talk to him, because I'm, of course, doing the Royal Variety performance. There's been a lot of phone calls between me and the producer of the Royal Variety performance, laying out protocols of what's acceptable and what's not.
What, you laying down protocols for the Queen?
Yeah, I said if
She can't look at me.
she better dress up nice as well. She looks a right bloody state in that recreation of her wedding day, the tart. What I want her to wear is a lovely basque, a peephole bra, and I want her to totter in there in stilettos and do a blow-off over the edge of the balcony.
Saying things like that is
Yeah.
the reason that there's been a lot of phone calls between you and the producers.
I know, it's good though, because I'm capable of behaving when I need to. Like when I'm looking after my mate John Rogers' kids, I'm good as gold. I don't say anything weird. I just go, oh, come on, Spider-Man, stuff like that, you know.
Don't say that to the Queen.
gotta be-
All right, Medge. You
Hey,
Medge.
Hey, what, mate,
You read the boogie book yet? You're the only one who hasn't.
I tell you what, you come across as right sour puss in it. You no, you don't, love. I'm messing about. You come across smashing. Go on, give us a cuddle. We'll be talking about the craze that's sweeping the nation. Why? That's Pin, of course, where Darren French once pinned
Don't turn
Matt
into
Morgan.
a celebrity.
What? Oh, you?
French.
Frenchy. And I'd like someone to do a pin Darren French jingle. Imagine Darren French on the back of that BMX on the stunt nut being ridden by one of his flunky lackeys, and then he sees idiot Matt Morgan walking past. Pin, and jabs Matt Morgan with a pin. This irresponsible craze is sweep of the nation. Here is one such letter confirming that idea. Philip Gibbons, it's from. I'm prefect, he says, at my school. Good, because, you can't just turn up at Greg's Baker's and do it. And a few days ago, policing the playground. I don't like the way he's taking his job.
He's taking that rather seriously.
Isn't he? Policing it. But who's policing? Who's prefecting the prefects?
Exactly. The dinner ladies.
Yeah, I suppose
We all know what they're up to.
Well, I think they're corrupt, are they?
Of course they are.
Yeah, we had Mrs Nash, Mrs Cockerell, and their personalities perfectly fitted.
Mrs Cockerell?
It might have been that, but...
Perfectly fitted? What, one went around pecking things, one grit her teeth?
Yeah, and Nash was a bit like... she was a bit like some mash. She was all sort of sludgy and gentle.
Well, I hope she's not listening.
She would be dead by
She
now.
was like some... Oh!
She will be. She was at death's door then, mate. They were proper... I mean,
She was
maybe...
like some mash and she's dead now.
Maybe sometimes you misjudge people's ages when you're a kid, don't you? A little
totally,
bit.
yeah.
Because like, sometimes you think, like, people that are 18, you think they're fully grown adults, but really they're slips of kids,
Well,
aren't
they are
themselves?
in the eyes of the law.
Yeah, they are. That's right. I don't think I ain't been exploiting that fact for the past decade. But, like, people that are sort of like... What I'm saying is, with Mrs Nash and Mrs Cockerell, they had old lady haircuts, like just the curly helmet of hair.
Yeah.
One grey version, one sort of auburn version, but old lady. And obviously Nash, she had the grey version. That's why it looked like mash. That's how I remembered it.
Oh,
Plus-
right, I thought you were saying her skin was like mashed potato. She was just like mash in a wheelbarrow being wheeled around.
Yeah, exactly.
With a yellow coat on.
Exactly that. Yeah,
Right, she
like
was.
mash in a wheelbarrow being wheeled around. Yeah, she was much more of a gentle dinner lady. Oh, it's all right, come on, kids. Whereas Miss Cockerell was a bit more fierce.
That's funny, because we had Mrs Elcombe, who was lovely, and when she held your hand, it was like a cushion, a soft sort of,
Yeah, that's
Lovely
nice.
soft hand.
Lovely soft cushion.
And then,
I
I
expect
don't
you had to hold her hand a lot, did you, as one of the cowards of the school?
Actually, I was going out with her.
Wow, you were really mature. You were punching above your weight.
She was 60, I was 9.
All right, Elcombe.
The sex was mind-blowing for her.
That's a joke, because Matt, obviously, as a 9-year-old, didn't have... Mind you, it's up to him what he does.
Also, and the harsh one was called Mrs... I don't know her real name, Mrs Make Less Noise.
Mrs Make Less Noise.
Make less noise. Like that.
I like the sound of it. I think you mentioned it once before. I like Mrs Make Less Noise because that's all she ever said, was it? Make less noise. However much noise was being made. She
Make
just,
less of it.
Yeah.
It's too non-specific, isn't it?
Yes.
Not shut up.
Yeah. Make less noise. What if... So if you're making loads of noise, you can still make quite a lot of noise. But
Yeah.
if you're making barely any...
Because you could still argue, well, I actually made less.
Yeah. Yeah.
I paused longer between words that I was shouting.
Yeah, that's right. So in a way, make less noise. Your wish has been granted. Back to old Philip Gibbons in his letter. When he was policing the playground, says he, I caught one of the younger kids, about 12, chasing another child with a pin. I stopped him and told him, if you have to be doing that, you best say pin, pin before you do it. The child ran off, which I foolishly thought would be the end of the matter. Soon there was a wave of children pin-pinning, and today a letter from the head was read out for children to stop pin-pinning.
Don't
It is now
lie.
an epidemic. What have I done? P.S., says Phil, with pin-pinning so quickly spreading, as well as various blood diseases, can you perhaps use it to help your revolution? I don't know if it can be a revolutionary tool, but it certainly seems like a lot of fun if done responsibly.
I honestly think there should be a safe version of pin-pin.
What could it be? Because some kids are suggesting pinch-pinch.
That's
Pinch,
not
pinch!
bad. Yeah,
He
that's
said
good.
do it in a French.
Yeah.
Pinch, pinch! He says do it French accent. Pinch, pinch! He said do it.
pinch.
Yeah. Well, we could try that. Also, I'd like to just say briefly, this is on another matter, that I played that track, More You Ignore Me, Closer I Get, because Morrissey hasn't responded to one of my emails, so I thought use his own records as a gentle reminder. Do you think that's...
Do you think he listens to the show if
reasonable?
he's ignoring you?
Good point. Yeah, maybe not. But, I mean, he does like this show.
Does he?
Well, he said, thanks very much for playing so much Morrissey and Smith's music on your show.
Does he get paid when we
I
play?
appreciate it, believe me, he said.
Really?
In an email. I did
And you
again.
swooned.
I did swoon. I just clutched my chest, went a bit stiff and fell over.
Well then, you laugh at me and Slash.
I know. In a way, it's good, isn't it? Your hero's Slash. You're a bit
I've
Slash-like.
got other heroes.
I know you have, but most of them are in prison for serial killings. You write them regular letters asking to marry them. I will wed you. I will wed you, so I will. My hero's Morrissey, and I've suppose got the effete lyrical air of a Morrissey fan. And Mr. G there, we asked him who his icon was, and it's Ice Cube. And Mr. G, it could be described in a very reductive way as an angry black man. So, in a way, his hero is a bit like him. So there you are. We're all a bit like our heroes.
I'm not like Slash, though, am I?
Well, you're a bit scruffy.
No, Slash is a very well-dressed gentleman, but I mean you're very much from that genre of person, aren't you? That's the lineage of your look and antics.
Apart from the heroin addiction and being able to play the guitar very well.
Always a bit of a coward when it came to the heroin, as I remember, Matthew. Always a bit reluctant.
Tasted of bacon, I didn't go any further than that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's why I was always very disappointed, Matthew, with your inability.
You couldn't get me addicted.
Come on! Why don't you
commit to this? You're going to be paid for this writing job in brown powder. Come on.
A lovely dab of the brown powder. Now, write us a lovely joke, something to do with brown powder, perhaps. Everyone's into it. This is from Aaron Morrison from Scotland. Hello, Russell, Matt and Mr. G. I've pinned countless arms recently, especially when the owner of that arm annoys me. The pin-pinnies don't like the new craze much, but us pin-pinners love it. Thank you for hours of immense fun. Pin! That's Aaron from Scotland.
You could play pin roulette.
Pin. Oh, yeah, how will it work?
I think you'd have a pin in one hand and not in the other hand.
Yeah.
And the other person's got the same.
Right.
And then you sort of go, put your hands behind your back, then they come out, and then you go that one. Ugh. And if there's a pin in it...
Yeah. Do you get a Malteser in the other hand? So you get a Malteser?
I think that might get messy.
I
Sweaty
suppose
because you'll sweat a lot from the fear of pins.
Yeah, so it'll be a clammy Malteser. Perhaps it'll be that one that don't melt in the mouth, not in the hand, or whatever it is.
Let's work it all out.
We'll get to the bottom of this,
Release it for Christmas from MB Games.
Oh, yeah. Only from Tommy, Sylvanian families. Only from Tommy. I didn't like those little Sylvanian families. They made my teeth go on edge.
Well, yeah, their fur was...
Yeah, their fur was a bit felty.
What was the point of them?
Well, I think, Matthew, they were sort of like a new version of dollies for girls, but, you know, the fact that they were a family, I think I craved...
They were rabbits, weren't they?
They were rabbits, they were badgers, they were all woodland animals.
And you craved them?
Because the simple domesticity that they represented was appealing to me in my single-parent family.
Oh, heartbreaking.
Isn't it tragic the way I grew up? But I fought against all that to become an idiot. This is an email here from Mike. Hello, Russell, Matt and G. Love you guys, but... please, he spells it, stop this pin advocacy. A female member of my staff got a nasty pinning to the leg. I love what I like is the use of pinning, even when like it's in a negative sense. Got a nasty pinning to the leg by some idiot who obviously takes anything you chaps say as gospel. The rubbish part is she doesn't know what kind of pin it was. Would it be a harmless button badge or a filthy junky needle? One hopes that the pin craze has not affected the drug addict fraternity. She's been pinned now and has to wait for a few months to see if she's got any blood diseases. Upsetting for a lady, as you can imagine, so stop it. From Mike.
We have to stop this.
Mike,
because it's going to come back to us.
Stop being so boring. A few people get blood diseases and suddenly our excellent game has become a drag. No, well, don't think you should be. Just be careful, kids, is all I can say to you. Here's another letter, Ollie Buckley. Just a thought, but couldn't you just do a ride-by of the Daily Mail offices and pin Bosch-off? Oh, that's a good idea. Bosch-off is, of course, a Daily Mail journalist who shamelessly attacked me in her newspaper column last Saturday, saying, among other things, that I liked my cat and spoke to it and wore a dressing gown, but then sent someone round and hassled my mum. So, yes.
We've got some Bosch-off news coming up.
Uh-oh, Bosch-off news. What, should we play music before?
Play music.
Let's do a record such as Slash might do. Is it a Guns N' Roses track?
It can be, if that's what you prefer.
That's you, mate. Well, you could do that,
There's a little song about heroin.
Little song about heroin, which is a bad drug, don't do, and maybe stop the pinning as well. I'll leave it to your consciences. Guns N' Roses, you listen to Russell Brand on BBC Radio 2. Slash is on the show a little bit later. Matt Morgan gets to meet his hero, Slash, and if you want to hear gushing sycophancy, stay tuned to
I hardly say anything.
I know, because you sat there staring at his crotch the whole time, wearing those lovely brown leather trousers. Lovely trousers.
Oh, you remember what colour they were, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Brown they were, with a lovely little pouch, like he was wearing one of those things that cricketers wear.
Was he wearing cowboy boots?
He had sort of ankle, sort of snake skin, I imagine ankle height, winkle pickers.
Right. Have you got yours on, cowboy boots?
No, I'm just wearing some Converse today. Other trainers are available. Do you think that I should have worn them so that we could have... But I didn't know he was going to be here. We didn't know, did we?
No, I'm glad you're not.
Why? Because it would have been...
Because you might have gone...
Hey, he would have respected them. He'd have looked at me and thought, now there's a brother. There's a brother in the booties. Sandra Pratt. What about, though? I thought of this recently, because I think I was listening to our best-of show that was on one week when we couldn't do a radio show for some reason or another.
Big head.
Good it was. Do you remember the boots that I had before we got the good
the
cowboy
army
boots? No, the I had those Fisher Price, My First Cowboy wellies that you called them. They were ridiculous.
That was a proper cowboy town. Everything they gave us there was rubbish.
Yeah, it was a proper little cowboy town. And, yeah, they gave us stinking cowboy hats made by some lunatic whose ribcage looked like an upside-down barrel or a sideways barrel or a diagonal barrel, anyway.
Yeah. He had a condition.
He certainly had something up. What was he called as well? They were all called
Johnny
boots.
Bingo.
Johnny Bingo. They were out of their minds. And then the cowboy boots we got next door. You'd think if anywhere you were going to get authentic cowboy boots, it would be there. But my one had had kickers have a little green bit on the sole. There's a little green little bit like a
It
clock.
didn't look right.
Didn't look right, did he? I
They had no
totted
shape
around.
to them. They were just like little, like Action Man army boots, and then they slip on hard
Yeah.
plastic ones.
Like Action Man's pre-moulded boots.
You could just jump into them. You could have them next to your bed. Boing. And run off.
Now to begin the day. Any action anywhere, I'm up for it. So later on the show, of course, Slash is coming up. We will be ringing Noel Gallagher. We'll be talking to Royal correspondent James Whittaker about me doing the Royal Variety performance. Mr. G will be summarising the show with a poem. And we'd like you to send us any emails for this new item we're doing. It's called Bosh Off, right? And what we've got to do is, you know how Bosh Off likes to investigate people, have a pop at 'em like old Russ, but not only old Russ, Thingy's missus, Colleen Rooney, Wayne Rooney's missus, she sued Bosh Off successfully for being so out of order to her. We've got some articles here for having a go at Hugh Grant. We know now that her email address is alison.boshoff@dailymail.co.uk. That's alison.boshoff@dailymail.co.uk. I will be listening to this, people over here behind that glass pane, to make sure that email address, alison.boshoff@dailymail.co.uk, does
It's in the
remain
public
in the show.
domain. It's put in the newspaper.
You put it in a newspaper. You could get it from a newspaper if you were tempted to buy the Daily Mail for some crazy reason, like you were full of hatred. So, you can send Bosh Off any emails you want. Now, obviously, the show's not live, so we can't update this, but if you know Alison Bosh Off, or know anyone who knows Alison Bosh Off, or where Alison Bosh Off lives, Jonathan Ross, I mentioned Bosh Off to Jonathan Ross, he goes, I know where she lives, because he'd had reason to investigate before. I goes, I'll get that address. And I was thinking whether or not to stick it out on the radio show, because she
No, that's
over at
not
my
right.
mum's house.
That's not right.
No? Is that
No.
not right?
No.
Is it a little bit right? On the internet then. I put it on the internet. That's
No.
a bit more right.
What you do, if you were going to do that,
Yeah.
you don't say that you've done that.
What do you do? Just do it secretly, give it to an assassin.
Yes.
Pin!
Unfortunately, we're having this conversation on the radio.
That was sorry I done that. That was sorry I done that.
That was sorry. A sorry display. Political incorrectness gone mad.
That's only display by me, and I apologise that I even done it now. Seems a bit wrong looking back. Also, Matt says, and so does Nick, our producer, and let's see what G thinks, that we shouldn't endorse pinning with such enthusiasm in case it's used for bullying. Don't bully anyone ever, because it's horrible to bully people. If you're gonna, don't pin. Yeah,
Don't pin each other. Come on.
we don't ever do it, do we?
No.
We don't really, because we ain't got the time for pinning. And so just pack it in.
It's not very nice, is it, having a needle jabbed into you?
No.
Why are you laughing?
'Cause
it's
it-
not funny.
Don't ever. G's going to pin Matt, quite rightly. I'll tell you another thing that happened to Matt was quite good. This might be safer. It's called hood game. Matt don't like to have things put in his hood, right? Someone once put a banana.
Well, unlike most people who love it.
Matt once had a banana put in his hood on a school trip, and it's had a disproportionately adverse effect on him. So now, as a 30-year-old man, if you put a banana in his hood, he really acts as if you've touched him
I
the
went
wrong way.
all day, right? And it wasn't actually school, it was art college.
Right.
Went all day, being cheeky, taking the mickey out the whole day, undermining everything. Got home and thought, well, I think I was on the coach, thinking, I've undermined this whole day, it'd be really cool. And
Yeah.
I had a banana in my hood.
So really, you
And
were the
everyone knew
biggest
about
idiot
it.
of it all.
Completely. And
it-
that was art.
What, they're them doing that to you
Yeah.
is art?
Yeah.
Good bit of art. So here's a new thing to do, just put bananas in people's hoods, because that can't
That's
hurt
fine,
anyone.
isn't it?
Just do it, especially if you see Matt anywhere.
No.
Pop a banana in his hood. You know what he looks like. Have a look at the website. A real funny thing we'd do would be pin him and pop a banana right in his hood. That
No,
was
when
so-
you go to a book signing for Russell, just stride up and hold out your pen. But actually, it's not a pen, it's a pin. Stick it into his eye. And say, pin.
Pin, bookie wookie. We're idiots. Look at our show. It's made up of rubbish. Yeah, so remember, if you know anything about Nosh Off, Bosh Off, send us that information. That's
Yeah, but information
Alison.boshoff.
like, cheeky information, stuff that she wouldn't like
Yeah, like, say for
but they don't wanna,
example...
tell us where she lives.
Say, for example, you saw her park in a disabled parking space once. That would be a good thing. Or
Unless
say
she's disabled, we don't know that.
we don't know. She might be disabled.
Morally, she may be.
Morally, she's an absolute arse. Oh, you silly arse! It's upsetting people like dear old Colleen Rooney. Right, let's have a look at this thing. So these are some things from Boshoff. In fact, we're going to ring the Daily Mail in a minute because it's pre-recorded. It's in the daytime, so we'll ring them up and see if we can get directly put through to her. But she probably will be at home violently conjuring up some vindictive thing to say about Mother
What would you
Teresa.
do if you spoke to her and she had a really seductive voice and was really
I'd
alluring?
fall in love with her.
Would you?
Totally. Particularly if someone's horrible to you. You just think, oh, you horrible woman, because it confirms your own self-doubts. If someone treats you badly, you think, oh, you horrible,
There's a message
beautiful
there for
cat.
any female fans of Russell. Be horrible to him.
Also,
You'll probably get married.
yeah, but I'm trying to settle down now and not react to that sort of thing. Well, not trying to settle down. I'm trying to be
Not react
celibate.
to what?
Not react to being all turned on by vindictive, wicked women. You know, if say you meet a vindictive, wicked one,
Yes.
then she might turn you on a bit.
Who do you think you are? Hansel? Hansel and Gretel? I'm in this bloody cage getting fattened up. She looks gorgeous.
Oh, this house is made out of gingerbread, you dirty bloody bitch! This is right, hold on. So, Matthew, do you think you should... This is by old Noshoff Boshoff.
Yeah.
20 years ago, we'd have laughed with him. Now we're laughed at him as Hugh Grant, 47, cavorts with students half his age. Why can't he learn to grow up? He is, of course, no stranger to self-inflicted embarrassment. Who could forget Divine Brown? She looked attractive to me. Nevertheless, Hugh Grant must be feeling exceptionally foolish this week. Pictures of him at a student party in St Andrews, shared via the internet and now a global sensation, make him look an utter idiot. I didn't. I saw them pictures. He looked quite nice. He's just having a nice night out. There is Grant, an international movie star, his face flushed red by alcohol, being mobbed by a gaggle of female students. It's not a pretty sight. I saw it. It was quite pretty. The students were certainly very pretty, and Hugh Grant's an attractive man. He looks more than a little refreshed, and very much like a man in his late 40s. He is 47. Well, that's what he is then. Who
It's his
cares about
age,
that?
It's not an insult, is it?
Why is she attacking people for the passing of time? In one picture, his mouth hangs open and his eyes are unfocused. That can happen to anyone. That's just the moment that the picture's taken.
Yeah.
That is going, I'm Hugh Grant. Oh, the thing is, bloody, what not, and diddly-eye show, oh, cool, I'll give it a grope. That's not what he'll have been saying. In another, he appears to be closing in on second-year student Caroline Hargreaves, a 20-year-old blonde. Closing in?
Look at that.
He's not an
Rough,
alligator.
old and horrible is the verdict of one fan on a website. She could just make that up and go, oh, yeah, it's a website.
Yeah.
So she's just said that. Another remarks, let's all pile on Grandpa.
That's, yeah.
But that sounds good.
A Boshoff. This is a vindictive website for attacking people for no reason. Right, well, let's find out
I
about
reckon they keep Boshoff in a dungeon at the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
They go down and go, Boshoff! They're all scared of her. They take that little slip of paper with Hugh Grant written on it. She goes, and it all comes piling out. All the hate.
Boshoff, Amy Winehouse appears to be in the papers a lot.
Pete Doctor's in court again.
Big Doctor is trying to change his own life.
His mouth hang open. Disgusting. You can see his teeth.
I bet he done a blow-off. I hate him. What a vindictive woman.
Phone her.
We'll ring up Boshoff in a minute. OK, we'll ring Boshoff. We'll play a record, shall we? And then ring up old
Yes.
Boshoff. Hold on, what does it say here? Hello, Matt, Russell and G. I read the article written by Boshoff and I immediately chortled a surname thinking that it sounds like something you would do in a toilet. Well, that's what journalism sounds like also. I'm watching on the webcam and I'm intrigued to find out what is in that box near us. It looks like a doll of the freaky-looking puppet from Saw doing really rude things to a puppet that looks like Mick Hucknall. I could be wrong. That's from J.A. Loverday. What a lovely name. It's actually a gift from me to Jonathan Ross of...
Don't blow it.
No, but this will go out after he's got it
yes.
already now.
Right.
And I'm going on Jonathan Ross's. We would have been last night by the time this radio show goes out.
Confusing, isn't it?
Isn't it baffling the way that time...
Marty, we've got to get gigawatts.
I've got to, not got any gigawatts really, but what I have got to do is tell you this, that that's a statue of me. What's the correct word for it? Bumming. Jonathan Ross. It's me. I've got a statue
I don't think
made.
bumming is, but...
Because Jonathan Ross thinking, what do you buy the man that has everything? Well, a statue of you bumming Wait till you hear James Whittaker. If you think that was mangled grammar, he's coming up later. Royal correspondent James Whittaker. Yes, I've got a statue made.
It's very funny, actually.
It looks lovely, doesn't it? Because of, like, I think Jonathan Ross statue looks like a cross between James May off of Top Gear,
Yes.
Claire Balding, the sports presenter, and Stephen Fry as Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. And I look like a sort of odd, staring Jim
It looks like
Cazorla.
you, but you've got a very odd... Yeah, I can't remember the name of the French actor, but you've got sort of vacant eyes. Looks like you're sad about having to do it. Jonathan Ross looks gleeful.
Jonathan Ross says he's really enjoying the sex act. As I said to him, when I first thought of the idea of giving a statue of us two in a sex act, I thought that I would be passive and he the aggressor. But I thought that looks obsequious.
Yeah, you can't send that to
Yeah, I've had the statue made of you bumming me.
Maybe one day we can, make it happen.
Yeah, let's see, it's how friendship carries along.
No, the
along
funniest
these
thing
lines.
on it was the plaque on the front.
With deepest respect on your birthday. Love, Russell.
Deepest respect.
The respect is quite deep. What are we going to listen to now, mate?
Young Folks by Pete, Bjorn and John.
Stick 'em on!
Have you just discovered this song?
No, it's been on for ages, isn't it? We used to have it on Six Music.
Oh, yeah, we did.
It's been around for ages.
Oh,
It's a good song. That was what they call Peter Bjorn
and John.
Peter Bjorn John. I can't find that name hard to register in my mind. Okay, so as you know, listeners of this Radio 2 show, I've been harangued by Boshoff, who's been having a go at other people as well. Dear old Patsy Kensit, she's had a go at Hugh Grant. Colleen Rooney successfully sued her. Let's ring up the Daily Mail right now, see if we can get through to her, because this is a pre-record. Wind her up a bit.
Okay.
Matt, you do it, because in case she recognises my voice.
And what, and you'll become you at what point?
I don't know, we'll join in
You
at some
won't get
point.
through to Boshoff.
But hold on, that's the line. Got to do the voice. What voice will you do? Do that sort of voice.
Okay.
Go on, practice it.
Oh, hello.
Perfect. Right, okay, that's the phone ring. Daily Mail not answering the phone. What are they doing? Trying to drive immigrants out of the country with a sharpened stick.
I can't pick up the phone.
I'm afraid we're quite committed to
It'll
driving
be an
people abroad.
automated thing.
At this point in the programme, there was supposed to be a prank phone call, but we're not allowed to use it.
Well done, Matt. Now, perhaps you'll ring us back. That was
I
excellent.
liked being in.
You were really good.
That's all sort of capable and calm.
Well, I thought you was a woman. And you said Alison Boshoff.
I know, I was scared.
You did it really brill. That was excellent bit of work by you.
Hang on,
that.
she's got my number now.
Yeah, no, but we can cut that out of the radio.
No, but she's got my number.
Yeah, that's a
So
bit
anything that anyone ever does.
That's a bit bad, isn't it? Bad though, Matt. You're all right. What we're going to do us? We're tough. We're
Should have
brilliant.
given her your old number.
Yeah, but that don't go through to anyone anymore.
I'm going to have to change my number.
No, you're not. Stop going into a blind panic.
But actually, that might be quite good, because then I can get an iPhone.
There they are. Other phones are available. Yeah, see, I got one. I find it hard to work, Matt, so, I don't even use it anymore. I went back to my normal phone. It's just a nuisance. Right, so, but, I'm sure it's good. I find technology confusing. As you know, I'm still scared by bleeding, emails. Now, look, a lot of people off of the RussellBrandFansite.com very kindly sent letters to Alison Boshoff. Very mature letters they were too, and I must say I'm very grateful for that kindness from all of you, and for anyone who harangues Alison Boshoff, which is a new national sport as far
It's
as
interesting she doesn't actually work there.
Yeah, no, it's freelance, I suppose. So perhaps that's because she's in that dungeon where you said they
Exactly.
can't put us through to the
She
dungeon.
doesn't actually, she's not allowed up above stairs.
Out of her, but she's very happy, and she lives in a suburban house. What much as you would expect. She certainly isn't chained to the wall in a dungeon, drenched in her own urine, coughing up blood and bile. Perish the thought. Anyway, I'm just going to take her a bowl of Winalot. Alison Boshoff chained in a cell where she belongs with her evil views. So, okay, should we listen to a record? You wanted to play Frank Zappa, didn't you, Matt?
Yes.
What
Oh,
song?
yeah, let's play it. It's called Camarillo Brillo.
Oh, Camarillo Brillo!
Of course it is. It's
Get
really
it-
good.
Get it on.
You'll like it.
All right, you going to put it on now?
Yes, please.
What? Camarillo, Total Power. Frank Zappa, that was. What's it called again?
Camarillo Brillo.
Brilliant, wasn't it, as well? I like his vibe, Frank Zappa. He's a
Good,
cool
isn't it?
man, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm really into him now.
Yeah, let's get right into him. Start dressing up like him, behaving like him, live our lives like him. Will that lead to any problems?
No.
Don't see how it could. So you're listening to Russell Brand on BBC Radio 2. On accounts of me doing the Royal Variety performance quite soon, I've received this email. It's to us all here, Russell, Matt and G, and even crazy insomniac Nick is credited here, even though Noel Fielding said that when he came here, he saw Nick Philps self-proclaimed insomniacs all asleep like a little white kitten.
Really?
Exactly. He's
I
a
reckon
liar.
he sleeps and then just wakes up, but doesn't realise he's slept.
Hold on a minute, I'm still
Another night
awake.
with no sleep. And memory loss.
8 hours gone, and all for nothing. What's the point? Back into the gym jams.
This is from Rupert, age 24. He's said he's gay. And so there he's just put that there. It says, look at the end of it. It goes, love Rupert, age 24, gay, London. Nice work, Rupert. I was thoroughly amused by your discussion of what you might like to do to the Queen when you meet her at the Royal Variety. What about greeting her with no trousers or pants? Or giving her a copy of your bookie book signed, obviously, or just giving her a little lick on the cheek? All interesting suggestions, Rupert, but likely to lead to me getting a little spell in the tower. What do you think, Matt, about all
Terrible.
that? Ridiculous. That is why we've got James Whittaker on the phone. He is an expert on royal things. I've known of him for a very long while, and he seems to be an adorable gentleman. James, are you there?
You know, I've never been called adorable in my life, but I suppose it's the first time, and I take it as a compliment.
Well, in my view, you've been in the wrong company, James. If those royals who you've spent so much time with haven't seen fit to call you adorable, it is a distinct lack of manners and foresight.
Yeah, I've been reporting on the royal family since 1968, so it's surely nearly 40 years.
Wow. James, could you tell me, during those 40 years, what have been the most interesting events that you have reported on?
Without question, the relationship, the romance, God, I wonder whether it was a romance, the build-up between Charles and Diana when they were heading towards marriage. It was hectic. And then, of course, the tours I did with them, we were in
Crazy
Italy,
days.
the Grand Tour of Italy. I think it was 86 for 2.5 weeks. We were in Australia,
James,
New Zealand,
James.
right at the beginning, soon
James.
after they got married in 83. We were there
James.
6.5 weeks. I've been everywhere in the world worth visiting, to be honest.
James, we got Slash on the show a little bit later, chronologically, but not actually. And he went on tour, of course, with Guns N' Roses. Was your tours with the Royals, did they have the kind of hedonism that one might expect from a tour of a late 80s rock band?
It was different, but it was pretty fancy, I can tell you.
Why?
I mean, we saw the best things on earth laid on. They weren't laid on for me, but they were laid on for
They should have been laid on for you.
Wales and the Queen. I've done a few tours with the Queen. And you stand there and you get some pretty fancy things happening.
So what sort of fancy things?
Well, for example,
What's
let me
the
tell you one which
fanciest?
actually didn't involve Diana. What was it? It was the first big tour I did, which was 1976, I think it was, and Prince Charles went to Ghana. And out of the blue, we didn't know it was going to happen, they laid on a Durbar, D-U-R-B-A-R. It's a sort of an Indian thing, really, where it's a gathering of chieftains and clans to come and say and pay respect to their leader, whom they regarded as Prince Charles in those days. And people walked from all parts of Ghana for about a week and a half to this fantastic gathering there. There must have been 1.5 million people, and all the chieftains of the various tribes were brought in on solid gold daises, and they were, supported by maybe 40 members of their tribe, and they were paraded before Prince Charles. And I was told then, and I think it's done true, there will never be a gathering that big again ever in history. That was a pretty fantastic thing.
Sounds
and I
like-
suppose, let me say
James.
one other thing.
James.
Sitting in the Sistine Chapel on my own for 1.5 hours waiting for Charles and Diana to come through, that was pretty spectacular.
James, you've seen some wonderful things in your time, be it some chieftains carried on a gold carriage thing or waiting in the Sistine Chapel. Now, what I'm most intrigued about, personally, is I myself am to do the Royal Variety performance soon in about...
I know, it's an honour.
It feels like a very great honour to perform before Her Majesty, but, James, what will it... what sort of protocols must I observe?
The
'Cause
protocol is it. Tell me, Are you looking forward to that?
I'm very much. That's the only reason I'm doing it, is because I want to meet Her Majesty the Queen.
You will meet her, and she will be extremely gracious. It's not her favourite evening of the year
Why?
is to attend the
I'm brilliant.
performance, but you won't know that
But,
because she will do it beautifully. Well, what you do is, when you go down the line, you will look at her. And as you come, she will put her hand out. You take it. Do not bow from the waist, Russell. Bow from the neck.
From the neck.
And you say, just Your Majesty.
Just say
Nothing
Your
else,
Majesty.
just Your Majesty.
James, what if
and
I want to
then if
distinguish...
she starts talking to you, and she may well do, you don't keep saying Your Majesty.
What do I say?
You call her
Your
then
Majesty, Your Majesty, Your Majesty.
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
It's ma'am as in jam, not ma'am as in charm.
Why ma'am is in jam, not ma'am is in jam?
Because when you think about it, it is short for madam, isn't it? You
Right.
don't say mordom, it's
No way.
madam, so it's ma'am.
Hey, madam, give us a kiss. James, what if I want to do something to get extra special attention from the Queen? You know, I want to stand out.
I tell you what, however up front you are and how clever you think you are.
Quite clever, out of
and
10.
I'm sure you've got lots of balls, I don't doubt it.
Just got
I'll
two,
tell
but
you
they are
what,
enormous.
Her very presence will prevent you from doing it.
Honestly?
If you
Is she
then
charismatic?
think, well, I'm going to do it to prove a point.
No, I don't upset her, I love her.
You
James,
will feel the fool, not her.
James.
Can I just
James.
tell you something else?
Go on in.
If you then step out of line
I won't.
and you hear her say this to you, you're in deep trouble.
What is it?
She will say, how very amusing, and she will then rapidly move on. You will know that you've pissed her off at that stage.
James, your language has been worse than Noel Gallagher's on this show.
Well, you know, this is the way it is.
So-
You're not going to do it because I think you have respect for
I do
HM.
have respect for Her Majesty, but I want special attention. You know, like the
Don't
relationship...
call her your Royal Highness, you're not doing so, but lots of people get flustered, and in fact, it's very funny. I've seen lots of people meeting the Queen, Russell, men who have been so thrown, they've curtsied.
Men curtsying, you won't get that from me, mate.
That's quite amusing.
Do you mean that how she means it, like it's not amusing, or do you mean it actually is
No,
amusing?
I mean it's amusing for us to watch. And I'll tell you what, if you were to do that, if you were to curtsy, and it wouldn't be that extraordinary, you'd feel a bit of a nana afterwards and everybody would take the mickey out of you, she will not laugh at that. She will behave utterly professionally, and you wouldn't know it. It's just your pals afterwards will go tee-hee-hee.
My pals don't go tee. No, Matt does do that, actually. James.
Yeah.
But is there nothing I can do to endear myself to her like Essex did Queen Elizabeth I?
You really want to get close up and personal, don't you?
Yes, I do.
No, if you're just... one thing you can do is, if she is talking to you and the conversation gets stuck just for a second, it's absolute codswallop to say, oh, you mustn't speak to her unless she speaks to you first. That's nonsense. She is desperate for other people to speak to her because she has to make all the game. And if you get stuck, do you know anything about horses or dogs at all, Russell?
Yes, loads of things. Horses, Mr. Ed, Sugar, loads. I've got loads of things to do.
Brilliant. Bring horses up and then you'll talk to her for 10 minutes.
Oh, brilliant, I
and
want
she loves
that.
dogs too. Remember this, she much prefers dogs and horses to human beings.
Brilliant. Okay, that might affect my costume choices. James, you've been fantastic.
But I'll tell you what, you will be enchanted. She is a nice face. She doesn't smile a lot. That's not because she's dull or grisly. It's because it was a lady in waiting, I know, 30 years ago, said to me, because I said, why does she not smile very much? And apparently the Queen says, look, if I go around grinning and smiling all the time, I just look stupid, and therefore it's more sensible and practical to keep a fairly solemn expression. Now, if you then meet Prince Philip, who will be following her, and you say something crass, I'll tell you what, you'll get an earful from him.
Really?
Yeah, he's the one to watch out for.
Right, I'm going to watch him. I'll watch him. I won't make no mistakes.
Very acid-tongued.
He is a
Don't
bit
say anything
acid-tongued.
silly to him.
I won't, James. James, what we're going to do, would you mind if we call you after the event and let you know how it went?
I hope I'll have a report at the time. I might even be there, and I will be watching.
I hope
yes,
so.
I'd be absolutely delighted to hear.
James?
And I'll tell you what, you'll be bowled over because she is a decent, good lady.
No, I can't wait to meet you, James, and I think next time that we talk, you will be addressing me as Sir Russell. Thank you very much.
Indeed.
Thanks
I
for your
hope
time,
that's
James.
the case. Even an OBE would be all right. You know what that stands for?
Go on.
Other buggers' efforts.
Thank you very much,
OBE
James.
is mate.
James, thank you for your
Bye-bye.
time. Take care, James
Terrific.
Wicker.
Absolute pleasure. Good luck and enjoy yourself. You will.
Thank you, James. There he goes, old James Wicker. See, he has got an interesting voice, isn't he?
He's amazing.
You do it.
He speaks like he's got his eyes closed and something in his eyes. He's going, I just got something in my eyes.
I've come out of the shower.
It doesn't go like that. It's weird, though.
He's got his sort of box at you. I like the way he talks, do you?
Yeah, I do, actually.
It was
I think
interesting,
it's,
wasn't he? Because he
yeah.
knows who he is, doesn't he?
Yeah.
James Whittaker, he's got no doubts about
Call
it.
her Mama Jamma.
Okay, right, so I think I've got it pretty straight. I call her Mammy Pajammy. I go straight up to her. I grab her by a boob tube.
Neigh like a horse.
Ooh, hey, Jammy, what's going on? Who's that guy with you, the old sourpuss? Boop, boop, pin, pin. Give us a cuddle. I've just done a dirty curtsy. And here we are, love. Here, can I have my knighthood? It stands for up your bugger. Bye! Arise, Sir Russell. Well, there we are. That was an interesting item. Matthew, play some of my music.
It's the news now.
News, you'll be lucky.
And you dance to the news every time.
I do dance to the news, no matter what the story. No, I don't. Not if it's sad. Right. Okay, then. I can't remember what I have to say going into the news. Online, on digital, blah da 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 da. But all right, here comes Nick, the handsome insomniac liar,
Well,
to
this
bring
is
us some
seamless,
information.
isn't it? Here it comes. Here's the
Right.
small sentence he has to say being delivered.
Here we go. This is me
He's
doing my
just about
job.
to say the sentence.
Right. Thank you.
It's just about to say the sentence.
This is BBC Radio 2 online, on digital, on an 88 to 91 FM. There is some news. That was Frank Black and the Catholics. You're listening to Russell Brand on BBC Radio 2. Before that, it was, of course, the news. And what we sometimes do is put a little bit of a beat behind things. Don't know where that came
thought
from.
you were gonna freestyle.
That's crazy. I was walking down the street, as people tend to be in these situations. Okay, so earlier on, as we've been saying, we talked to Slash, or rather I spoke to Slash, while Matt snivelled round at his
I
feet.
curtsied.
Matt curtsied girlishly. And, when you meet Slash, don't look him in the eye or try and touch his ass. You'll embarrass Slash. Matt broke every protocol in the book when meeting Slash. He tried to borrow his top hat. There will be a few photographs on the website of me standing next to Slash, very much an equal, a respected peer of Slash, and Matt like a slithering, sniffling little wretch. Like, you know, sometimes I have my kid, I don't have a kid.
Oh, children, is it? What are their names?
I don't know, Archie, Ben, something like that. Sometimes I have my photo done with people's children, right, and the children don't know who I am, and there's like, so they look all confused in the photo, and I try and be nice to the kids, but like the children don't care about the photo. And you've got that look on your face in the picture next to
No,
Slash.
it's so unfair.
You look like sort of a look of moon-faced indifference, staring off, all baffled. It's really funny. Okay, so let's have a little listen to that interview now. This is a couple of hours ago when me, Matt, and G met Slash. He's out, Guns N' Roses.
BBC Radio 2. Russell Brand.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Russell Brand Show. Actual Slash. Hello, Slash.
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you, mate. Thank
What's
you.
happening?
You all right there?
Yeah, I'm just sorting it out.
You
Okay.
look bloody fantastic, if I can
yeah.
say so. I'm a heterosexual man,
I've
but
been wearing these same clothes for, well, no, I changed my shirt, but my bag was lost for a little bit there, so I've been wearing these pants for 3 days.
really, yeah, you're carrying it off.
Yeah.
You know,
They look better after a couple of days, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose like after a while they start to form to the shape of your legs. There's certainly no hygiene problem at
No.
all. You seem fantastic. And I bet, you know, judging from your autobiography, Matt's read it. I've only read a bit that was serialised in an English newspaper. But I imagine wearing the same clothes for a few days is not a massive problem for you.
Yeah, I've done it before.
Yeah. On accounts of, I suppose, like the horrors of addiction, sometimes you will just leave on the same clobber for maybe even a month.
It could be a while, yeah.
Yeah, because like it goes out the window a bit, the personal hygiene while on drugs.
Everything goes out the window.
Yeah,
That's the problem with it.
manners that
Right.
goes out the window.
Yeah.
Human kindness.
Just observing anything other than what you happen to be hooked on.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? With the old drugs, you know, that you pretty much soon prioritise drugs above all else.
Yeah,
Nothing else really matters. Matt, who's a massive fan of Guns N' Roses, and you in particular, said that one of his favourite bits of your biography was like you used to see little imps running around your legs. Could you tell us a bit about that, please? Slash.
Oh, it was just it's just a hallucinatory thing, you know. And I have to admit, I sort of enjoyed it, but it got the best of me at one point, and I sort of got out of hand, and I had to brush up with the law over it.
What?
And,
Hold on. Why? First of all, you liked the imps. You thought I quite like having these.
Well,
imps.
it got out of control, though. You know, I'd done it. I'd been through that before, and it wasn't too big of a deal. It was sort of fascinating, actually. But then there was one time where I just took it too far, and I actually thought they were trying to attack me, and so I actually attempted to flee from them, and I was fleeing from nothing.
That's we're fleeing from nothing. How do you know when you've got away?
And I was in a resort hotel with absolutely no clothes on, and destroyed my room trying to get out of my hotel room, and then ended up on the resort grounds, running through there, and I managed to go into some room that a maid was cleaning and run the maid over in my haste, and she freaked out, and it was just a huge scene.
It's good to be able to run over a person without a car.
Yeah,
to be able to run over a person.
Yeah, but she pressed charges of battery. And,
oh, did she?
Yeah, or something like that.
That's a bit ungrateful. You'd have thought she'd be pleased with the
Probably
anecdote.
freaked her out. This long-haired naked guy coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, that can't be easy if we're just trying to clean a room. What were the... like, I don't want to bang on about the imps, but what were they like?
Well, I think I described it in the book that the best I could come up with off the top of my head at the time was these little sort of predator-looking guys.
Right.
What, the predator when he's using the cloaking device and he's gone all shimmery.
Yeah.
Shimmery little predator
Cloaking,
imps.
that's exactly what that is, yeah.
I don't think I'd have liked that, because at first
then
you
it got
liked it.
I think obviously it got a little scary at that point.
Yeah. I kind of like with me. I've never had proper good hallucinations on drugs. I've always been more things just moving around a little bit. I was a bit of a heroin and crack addict myself, and I didn't have much luck with the hallucinations. It was
it was. You know what it was from? It was from shooting coke.
Right, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll produce the cloaked imps. They'll come out of the woodwork once you start mainlining Charlie.
Yeah.
They'll turn up. Oh, well, it's lovely to have you back and on the level and everything. Because we don't use drugs now, no?
I haven't in a while.
Oh, congratulations. How long?
It's been 15 months.
Oh, well done, mate.
Wow.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, well done. You drinking?
I haven't had a drink in 15 months either.
Bloody hell, Slash.
Yeah, because the problem was I would always get off the drugs and I would start drinking massive amounts of alcohol, and then so you're just trading one for the other. So I just decided to dry out altogether.
What?
See how that worked.
Yeah, congratulations. You seem on top of your game. What I wanted to know is, in the music industry, isn't there a bit of a vested interest in keeping, this is Matt's theory, in keeping musicians all doped up and addicted so that you can be manipulated?
I think that's not really. I don't know if you just said a myth or not, but yeah, I think that is a reality. Especially in the 70s, you used to use drugs to keep people from realizing what was going on around them, and also keep them working.
Yeah.
I think Aerosmith was a great example of that back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers.
It's a nice cup of tea being bought in. Slash, there you go. That's more like it. A cup of good old English tea.
No,
we put some heroin in it.
I think it is coffee. No, it's got Jack Daniels.
Because otherwise you might not see any
That's how I
imps.
used to do my coffee. Though.
Really? Bit of Jack Daniels. Why not? Other whiskies are available. Slash, the other thing that I'm quite interested about is when you was writing your autobiography, because I've just written mine myself recently.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's
What's
all
it
right.
called?
My bookie wook, bit childish, isn't it? But it is a reference to Anthony Burgess. Clockwork, Clockwork Orange is always going, oh, eggy wegs, gutty wax, all that sort of
I
stuff.
got you. Okay.
Yeah. So in
that
a way,
makes total sense.
it does, doesn't it? People take the piss and go, oh, yeah, you're childish. But I
Yeah,
go, well,
no.
oh, am I referencing some high cultural novel? And then who wins? Me. So, but in your, may I say, bookie wook, did you ever? Were there some things you thought, I won't put that in. That makes me sound out of order.
There was there was some stuff that I didn't put in. I didn't want to get opinionated about other people or use the book as a vehicle to sort of vent a lot of negative stuff. So there was a couple spots in the book where I think I went on a little too long in a judgmental kind of way, and I ended up taking that stuff out.
Yeah, because it makes you feel bad when you read it back. You think, how will that person feel when they read that?
I mean, I intended not to do that anyway when I was writing the book, but I think knowing that I could edit it later, I think I was just having artistic license with my own shit.
Yeah. Well, when I done mine, Slash, they goes, "Oh, just say everything because we can take it out later." But I think they do that to trick you.
No, well,
into
see, the
putting
thing
stuff
is
in.
I had to stay on top of my book every step of the way, so there was nothing, I didn't want to have it, I never wanted to give it to them and go, oh, well, you can take this out, and I wouldn't trust them to do that.
No, me neither, because it's very difficult, isn't it? Because it's so personal to you, you can't hand it over to other people. So.
Initially, I didn't even think I was going to even have to write the book. I thought I was going to let somebody else do it.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out that way. I ended up having to write pretty much, like anything that looks like a quote for me is me writing. And then all the other stuff that makes it sound more like a story is the other guy writing.
You had someone in to structure it, yeah, because originally that was my plan, was to get someone in to, like, help with it. Yeah. But then when you read it, you go, that's my life, you've ballsed it up!
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. I was so naive. I thought, well, we'll do the interviews, and then you just make a book out of it. I'll see you next Thursday.
Good luck.
And he sent me. I said, but send me the chapters. And so he sent me the first chapter. And I was like, oh, this is. Oh no, this is wrong. This doesn't sound. This is not me.
Yeah.
And I mean, the technically all the information was correct, but it just didn't sound like me. And so we had to go through that first chapter probably about 6 times. Yeah. And then finally it turned into one of those things that I have to write everything, and then we'll work around my writing.
Yeah, right, that's it. My one, I found like the bloke made me, like, when I sort of got back in the first chapter, it made me sound like a bit of an idiot.
Yeah,
now,
same here, especially because my first chapter was when I was a kid, so he reduced me down to the level of being someone that was about, I don't know, like that age. Yeah. And he thought, well, I thought that would read more like that time period. This makes me sound like an idiot.
Yeah, who needs that? For God's sake. You did a lot of your bookie work nocturnally, didn't you, Slash?
Oh, it was all, because I was making a record at the time. So we did the interviews late at night after the sessions, and then after the recording sessions. And then when I started actually writing the book, we were on the road. So I had to get on the bus, we do a show until about 11 or something. I get on the bus about midnight, right until about 6 or 7 in the morning, and then go on and do the next gig. And then same thing for, a month and a half or something. A lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, isn't it? It's one of the things you take on quite flippantly and think, oh, this will be a laugh. I've already lived the life. That must be the hard part.
I don't feel so bad now, because I felt like an idiot when I'd just gotten into something that was going to take up so much time, and I really didn't have a clue as to what it entailed. It's the first thing I've ever written.
Very taxing. Nick, our producer's hovering. What do you want, mate?
Slash has got to do a live show downstairs.
So we've got. All right. Well, can I just quick? All right, just to wrap this up, because Slash, you've got to leave. You're obviously very busy. We'll leave even that bit in the show.
But I'll be in the vicinity.
Yeah. No, well, that's not. It would be nice to know you're here. Who are your heroes, Slash?
Keith Richards, Jimmy Page, Angus Young, Joe Perry, Eric Clapton. I could go on and on and on.
Well, you're his. So, like, I just thought, let's let Matt ask you a question, because you're his proper hero and everything.
Ronnie Wood. Right?
Okay. Do you reckon Axel's read your book yet?
Oh, I know he's read it cover to cover at least a half dozen times.
Really?
Because that's someone else read it first.
That's the way he is.
He comes out all right of it.
I didn't have any reason to say anything negative about Axel. I talked about some negative issues or some factual stuff that actually happened, some events that went down, but I didn't attack his character because there's no reason for me to. I think everybody wanted me to, just to see what dirt I would, but I wanted the book to be as honest, and I also wanted to be an optimistic book as opposed to just, a negative dirt book.
Slash Birdie people are coming here to take you away from us. They'll probably fill you up with booze to keep you on the treadmill. Thank you very much, Slash, for coming in.
All right, cheers.
Russell Brand.
Slash! He's out, Guns N' Roses. Are we still recording? Well, there goes Slash. What did you think about that then, Matt?
I didn't know. When you put me on the spot, I was like, oh no.
I thought I'd give it a bit of a build-up so that you had time to think of what to say to him.
Yeah. But I had actually thought that, naturally. I was just thinking, I wonder if Axl Rose has read it.
It's a good question. Good if it's an actual authentic question. It was a good interview. He was a nice bloke, wasn't he?
He's totally on the level. The amount of drugs he's done in his life.
I know. I wanted to get round to that, but
think that it would have some long-term effect, but it doesn't seem to have, so...
Back on the drugs then. There we go. If we've learned anything from our interview with Slash, it's that drugs have no negative side effects. Drugs are bad, don't take drugs. Right, hello, so that was the interview between me and Slash. You should hear Matt about these photographs.
I look awful. You still have a moon face. I don't want that in the public
Teasing you.
domain.
It's not in the public domain. They're not going to put it
You've
in
got a crow face.
They're not going to put that... Hello, Slash! Pecky! Bin! They're not going to put that photo of you and Slash in the Daily Mail along with your phone number,
Yeah,
which you
which is
gave
now
over.
got.
Don't worry, nothing will happen, mate. Don't
I'll just
worry.
use another number.
Look at him, he's such a nervous wreck. There's
I'm
nothing...
not. Look at me. The way I said that, was that nervous? I'll just use another
I'll just
number.
use another
Yeah, I
number.
sound like Woody Allen.
Oh, God, I'll just have to get a new phone. Oh, my God, I look so moon-faced next to Slash. What's he going to think of me? Look, we worry too much about everything. You go, oh, don't put the photo of me and Slash on the website.
Can I stop you there? I worry too much about everything, right?
Yeah, worry about
Well,
everything
let's
too much.
let's talk about the charade that's been going on throughout this show
Go on.
with your jumper.
What?
I haven't mentioned it yet.
What jumper charade?
There's been a young lad, your assistant James.
James, little
He's
James
been-
here.
Go and get me a cardigan, a jumper. It's got to be soft like lamb's wool.
Don't bring back something that's itchy. Then James diligently came back with a jumper from a nice, reputable, fashionable store.
Itchy.
It's itchy. See, look, when I rub it on your eyeball, James, it itches, doesn't it? Doesn't it hurt? Go out
Again, he sent him out again because this cardigan, or what was it, a jumper?
Just a V-neck jumper. It's
Oh, just
too
a
itchy.
V-neck, just a V-neck jumper.
That's all it is, man. I'm keeping it real, yeah? I'm just wearing a V-neck.
It's too itchy.
I'm like
It's not
the green
itchy.
and common. I'm just wearing a V-neck. Just got to get those missiles right out of England.
Don't try and do voices and get out of this.
I will do a voice and Gary. I'm a man trying to get a jumper. What's
No,
wrong
a
with that?
man trying to get a jumper is this. Hello, I need a jumper. Great. How much? Brilliant. Bye. A man getting a jumper is not. No, it's too itchy. It's itching me. Get it off.
I don't like being itched. All itching up.
Yeah,
what about
but
you?
think about James going
You
in
wet
out
yourself in front of a magician.
in a porno.
So there we are.
When I was about 4.
Yeah, and your dad had to dry you on the hand
Looks
dryer.
like this is such an obvious trying to turn things around. on me.
Yeah.
That old story's
I
been floating
put it
around
to
for
you,
years.
Minister.
Today, this is happening as we're living our lives.
Look, don't put the photo of me and Slash on the website. I would like to keep that for me. Can't I have
No, 'cause I've got a
something
moon
that's a little
face.
special for me? Go grub bags, please don't put the photo of me and Slash. You're not Native American. It's not going to steal your soul.
It
just
is in
'cause
a way, actually.
Picture of you and Slash. It is in a way, actually. If you had a soul to steal, Matthew, I'd be concerned. That bloody thing. You harvested
Now,
that
what's
out
going on with
months ago.
Jumper Kate that you're trying to get away from?
I've just sent out a lad to get a jumper in a very
And how
natural
many
way.
times will he come back?
If he comes back once more without the right jumper, I'm going to throw him out the window. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of him.
So where is he now?
He's out of Selfridges again.
Why did you just get a call and you went, what is he doing? Like that. What's happened now?
What happened was, he came back, the jumper was a bit itchy. I don't like abrasive fabrics next to my body, so I goes to him, get a softer jumper. He called up from Selfridges, he goes, I've got one here, he says it's cashmere. I goes, even cashmere can be a bit itchy.
Do you think you might just have a skin disease?
This air in this room's very itchy. Very itchy indeed. Flakes of skin are coming off. I can't live like this. James?
James, could you give me some less itchy air in here, please? All right, what I'd like to live in an oxygen tent. I don't trust people anymore. I want a little monkey for a friend. I'll just live me, my little monkey, in my oxygen tent. Everything will be okay. I don't like adult company anymore. Adults have been corrupted and polluted. I want to be only among children. Look, I'm not going mad. I'm just a man who don't like itchy jumpers. What about when you're at school and you have to wear itchy school trousers?
This is the difference, right?
Yeah.
If someone went out and got me a jumper and came back, I'd go, and I thought, it's a bit itchy. I'd go, oh, thanks. And then I think, I'll have to get another one later. But I wouldn't go, no, it's itchy. You actually went, look, if you rub it on your skin repeatedly, it itches.
That was to demonstrate so he understands. He won't make. Because I'd explained to him the itchy idea before
You're doing
he went
him a
out.
favour.
I'm helping him.
He's been educated.
I'm trying to help that boy up the ladder in the world of show business. Oh, he can't get nowhere if he don't know an itchy jump from an unitchy one, can he?
Why don't you get a big baby grow made? Just get wheeled around in a big adult pushchair.
All right, if that'll make you happy, I will. And I'd get a photo done with you, but you'd think it was stealing your soul, you primitive nerd. Now, come on, let's do a bit of news. Do you want to know about bike sex? Do you want to know about the King of Spain insulting the marvellous
If there's
Hugo
new
Chavez?
information on bike sex, I'd like it. But if it's just more puns,
More puns, really.
is it?
Yeah, there's no real new information here about bike sex. That can all go down on the ground, under the ground. And our Italian pensioner is facing 5 years in jail for painting his house pink. Interested in that?
Why?
Because Giuliano Contadino, 75, had broken the law because his house is in the Cirque Terre National Park. It's a heritage site. Some policemen came and told me what I'd done was wrong. I told them they could help me repaint it if it was such a problem. Good on you.
No,
Giuseppe
I'm against him.
Giulini. You're against him?
Well, it's obviously an area that's been protected,
Yeah.
right? And he's been told that in the past.
Of course he has.
And
He's-
also, he wants to live in a pink house.
It's ridiculous. Actually, me. I'd like to
Oh,
live in
yeah,
a big,
just from- yeah,
big, itchy house. This house is itchy. It's itchy. The whole house is itchy. There's another house. Listen to this. Thieving. This is a really good headline. Thieving monkeys out of control in northeast India. You thieving monkeys. Guwahati, India. Troops of monkeys are out of control in India's north, and they're stealing mobile phones and breaking into homes to steal soft drinks from refrigerators. People in the region have complained. Monkeys are wreaking havoc in my constituency by taking away mobile phones, toothpaste, sipping coke after opening the refrigerators, says Hiran Das to the States Assembly. Sipping coke. I like it that monkeys come in your house, cracked open the refrigerator, opened some Coca-Cola, and then sipped
Put his
it.
feet up.
Yeah. Do you mind? I'm trying to watch television. He says the primates were even slapping women who tried to chase them. Hey, get away! It's a bit,
Really?
they're cheeky little monkeys, aren't they?
It's evolution.
That's the way it is, isn't it? These monkeys are stepping up to the plate. They're taking over. What about there was a time when our species, I believe we're Homo sapiens, was inhabiting the
Speak for yourself, mate.
I can't get enough sapio. And we inhabited the world at the same time as Neanderthal man, and I think we killed them. We killed them off.
Well,
Is that not proven?
we might have just beaten them to food sources.
I'm
might have been more
glad, 'cause they look
intelligent.
like idiots. Like,
Didn't
They did,
They were
mate.
noble.
No, they're
low-browed,
foreheads.
muscular.
No, I wouldn't like to have it off with one.
I'm not asking you to.
Oh, it's a bit late now. I'm sorry. I've already been arrested in the Natural History Museum. I want my mummy! He said the primates were slapping women. It is a cause of serious concern in my area, with more than 1,000 such simians turning aggressive by the day, fumed Goneswar Das, another legislator representing Rahat in eastern Assam. Assam's wildlife minister, Rocky Bull Hussain. That's a
What?
made-up name. Rocky Bull Hussain. Because that's like, there's a programme called Rocky and Bullwinkle,
Yeah.
and he's called Rocky Bull Hussain.
He was going to be called Rocky Bullwinkle, and someone said, "Oh, Winkle means Willie."
Okay, Rocky Bull. And your surname, what's that? Hussain. Yeah, that's no problem. You'll be all right, Rocky Bull Hussain. Go out into the world. Best of luck. He said that the state government has formed a panel to study the problem. Because of shrinking forest cover, monkeys have increasingly moved into cities and developed areas of India as well. So this is man's fault again. We get a
Yeah.
lot of stories. Every week there's more of these
It's just
stories.
the same as the elephants.
Elephants.
Their habitat's been
Destroyed by
destroyed,
us. and
so then they
depleted.
wander into our towns.
Bored and angry, so they want rice beer. That's what the elephants
Yeah.
wanted. These monkeys just want some Coca-Cola, other drinks are available, and a bit of fun, and to slap some women about because they're angry, you know. And who are we to condemn them? I'm actually behind these little guys.
Yeah.
I think the monkeys and elephants should team up in a Cocoa Pop advert to pile assault on humanity.
Who was having the race? Giraffes.
The
Oh, God, don't, sorry.
Even beer gun.
God, he's on his
My
favourite
dozy crew
subject.
haven't even beer gun. For breakfast I have 2 treetops, but I'd rather have a bowl of Cocoa Pops. Oh, and
Did your mum clap and like go over the top for that song when you were little, and it's sort of enforced in your head?
No, actually, I probably didn't start liking it till my teens.
Pop song, I love it.
My Frank Spencer impression got me quite a lot of attention, but the
Well, you
Cocoa
seem
Pops.
to have been doing that for 32 years.
Well, it's been a triumph. Oh, so you like the Frank Spencer thing? Okay, well, it's big brother's big mouth. No, Betty.
Rubbish.
That's good.
That's good.
Oh, Frank. Oh, Frank. Frank. I like you.
What was his child's name? Jessica.
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 Oh, Jessica. Oh, Frank. You almost let me down. Quite didn't Betty go off with someone else. She was all right.
But I
wasn't she?
found that program disturbing.
Why?
Because, right, he was awkward and hard to watch as
Yes,
a child. I
he
just
was.
thought, what's wrong
What's
with
up
him?
with him? Get a
He
grip,
shouldn't be
mate.
watching this. This
was
documentary
brilliant,
about someone with a problem. and also because he kept like people. It was always Mr. Spencer, please sit back down.
Oh, no, knocked it over.
I was on the side of the people who were telling him to sit down. I just thought, stop it. It's so awkward.
Stop calling all this bother, Mr. Spencer.
And as a child, I never understood what it's called. Some mothers do have them.
Well, because like some of us do have lads like that, like my mum.
I know that now.
Yeah, well, catch up.
My
slow
mum made
coach.
mistakes with me.
My mum made mistakes with me. I watched too much on the telly as a boy, and now I don't know who I am. Because of shrinking forest cover, monkeys have increasingly moved into cities. Last week, around 24 people were hurt after monkeys rampaged through the neighbourhood. It sounds like they were emotionally hurt. Oh, come on. We've given you everything, you silly monkeys. Well, we don't appreciate it. Efforts to drive out the animals is complicated by the fact that devout Hindus believe that monkeys are an incarnation of Hanuman, the monkey god, who symbolises strength. That does complicate it.
Crush their habitats then.
Yeah, if he's a monkey god, don't ruin his monkey god
He'll be
house.
alright, doesn't need a house. He's a monkey god. Knock his tree down.
Hey, monkey god, why'd you go live in a cloud?
Let's stay up.
That'll teach them, won't it? The monkeys have taken over the asylum, and that's that. And that's what will happen. Okay, hope you enjoyed that interview with Slash. What are we going to stick on a record?
Yeah, what do you want?
Well, I
we
don't
could
know
have
what we're picking from.
Aerosmith, Slash's...
Yeah, he mentioned them in his interview, didn't he?
He did.
What song?
Oh, where is it? Sweet Emotion. It's good.
Yeah, alright, put it on. There we go then, that was Aerosmith. What song was it, mate?
Sweet Emotion.
Ah, you know, look like a coward when you took that pill.
Well, it smelt funny as I put it in my mouth.
You shuddered and juddered. We're taking
smelt-
pills for our bellies and match.
Probiotics.
There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No.
Nothing wrong with it at all. Noel Gallagher's not answering his phone, so we can't get through to him because you can't make someone answer their phone. But we should probably have organised these things. But I don't think it matters, does it? Who cares if he answers? He answers. Gives it more of a thrill.
Jumper's arrived.
Hold on, before we get on to the jumper, which is...
Oh, yeah, because it's just a small
Hey,
part
it's
of
just
your
a
life.
jumper. Hey, no one's making a big deal about jumpers. Matthew,
Yes.
in this Slash interview, there's that bit where he went on about them little imps that was bothering him, like
Yeah.
out of Predator, little see-through imps scuttling around his feet and that when he were all on the old drugs.
Yes.
But which he said, he's doing well, only 15 months clean, God bless
Shooting
Slash.
up cocaine.
What a
That was
terrible
awful
little
life.
bother.
Don't do that.
No, rubbish. So, we've got enough trouble with the pinning, let alone people pinning themselves full of cocaine. What about, like, you said that his mum knew Bowie, and
His mum used to make costumes for David Bowie, and when she realised that her son, Slash, was in drug problems...
a son/drug problem. It's weird, isn't it? When people mention Slash, I always think they're going to say something else. What if it was Slash? Like, if you went Slash stroke... what's his real name? Do you know what I mean? You could get confused by that.
Slash did appear in a Strokes video.
Did he? Slash strokes. Wow, yeah, already. That's,
Punctuation.
it's a punctuation nightmare.
Yeah.
And like, what if he made a good point, or he went into a comma? I don't know, let's not worry about it. So it's too much
No,
trouble.
I think we could really
No,
take
yes,
this
actually,
on.
yes,
Let's
yes.
get Giles Brandreth on the phone.
Here in Dictionary Corner, Slash has got in a semicolon of trouble.
So his mum said she got David Bowie to phone him up. So imagine that phone call.
Oh, Slash, you gotta sort yourself out.
set it up. So imagine that phone call.
Hold on,
It
well,
might
let's
sound
imagine it, you
a
say.
little bit.
Why stop there? Why not enact that phone call now?
Who are you?
You be Bowie, I'll be Slash's mum. Hold on, who's
Answer it
ringing?
then.
I'm ringing. Oh, no, you're Bowie, so you've got on to it.
I'm phoning Slash.
What? Hold on, no, I'm Slash's mum. This is where... Oh, right, yeah, you're Bowie and I'm Slash.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Who wants to hear what his mum said? Oh, David, I'm worried about my son. I'll give him a call then.
Right, that's all right. So that's the prologue. That's the bit that's before it, okay? That's the in a galaxy far, far away. Right, we now know what happened.
Hello, Slash. You sound awful. You're gabbling.
Sorry. Hey, sorry about that, man. Yeah, sorry. I didn't hear the phone. I'm Slash.
Yeah, I'm Slash. I'm from Chicago. Yeah, it's the 20s. Hey, baby. I'm a big papa.
Hello, boy. I didn't hear the phone ring, boy. What's going on?
drugs you're on must be awful, Slash.
They are. I'm sitting on a kind of picture guys all around my feet. Why didn't the phone ring when you rang me?
Go to rehab, you moron.
And that is exactly how it happened. That's what happened. I believe in those days Slash was devoted to talking like a wisecracking vaudeville entertainer from Chicago. Ah, happy days, happy days. We should do more scenes.
Yeah, we used to, didn't we?
We're great at doing little scenes, aren't we? Skits.
Just riffing off each other.
We're just riffing and doing skits. Let's do that sketch radio show we're meant to do.
Okay.
Right then, let's get it done. Starting
Well,
from...
start now.
Okay.
What ideas have we got?
Batman and that.
Jumper.
Jumper. Right, that lad's come back. My new assistant, James. He's a 20-year-old lad. He's a bit of a nitwit. He's come back from a shop with my jumper. Let's see if it's any good. The last one he brought back was too itchy. Let's see what this one's like.
Let's see if Russell Goldilocks brand likes this one.
Come in, James. Is that mic live? You can use the slash mic.
It's too soft.
Right, bring up that. You use that. He's only a diminutive fella, so the slash mic.
Can I hear myself? Can you hear me now?
You don't need
that's
to.
perfect.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Where are you from, James? Talk into the
Huddersfield.
mic.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, good lad.
Huddersfield, yeah.
You're from Huddersfield, right? What? That's the old
No, this
one.
is the old one. Sorry, all right. Have a look at the old one.
Why did you not get a refund on the
Let
old
me
one?
feel the old one.
I've got to take it back.
Feel how
after.
itchy that is.
And the woman was
The old
nice in
one's
there. She,
Perfectly nice.
that was the first one.
Right, you can have that, but it's coming off your birthday present.
Yeah, what about my birthday?
Well, that time, have we? We've been under such a lot of pressure. Oh, this is actually quite nice. I'm not
nice,
sure
that.
I like the shape much.
Oh,
Well, like
Try
it
that on.
tapers.
Let's have a look.
I don't like the way
That's
it tapers
lovely. You're
at
going
the
to
waist.
such a big boy in that.
It tapers a bit of the waist, doesn't it?
So do you. So does everyone.
Yeah, but look how it tapers.
That's a good shape.
Do you like it?
Yes.
It's soft. I'll say that.
Let me
for you.
feel that one.
There, see the difference in quality.
Oh, God, that is different.
See, that's why, Matthew. You don't know how to live. That's your problem.
Yeah, that's nice. Put it on.
Right, I'll pop it on now because I'm going to football now, back in old history land where we all live. I'm off there with the
So what do
deal.
we do with this one then?
Oh, yeah?
You can give it to Matt as a present. Do you want it really?
I'll try it on.
Go on then, try it
a bit
on. Let's try
itchy.
now. Right, it's a bit itchy. Hold
No,
on.
actually, it's not itchy.
Right, I'm trying my
Once
one
you
on.
wash it, it won't be
Actually,
itchy.
mine's quite nice.
nice.
Oh, it's lovely, yeah. No, nice.
Oh, I like this.
Hold on a minute. It's not very well fitted, this new jumper. James, do you like working
you
for
put it
me?
on over a
It's
big...
nice.
Good working for
Do
me,
like
isn't
it?
it?
It's good, hold on. Yeah,
Good
it's
lad,
good.
isn't you? Isn't he? Look at him, only 20. He's all right. He's right as rain. What's the
Do you think I'm doing all right?
Yeah, you're doing okay. You're very good because the thing is, I like you.
Thanks.
That's why I'm very tolerant of
Well
his
done,
numerous
James.
areas.
Thanks, Matt.
What's been your favourite highlight of working for me so far? What thing?
I don't know if I can say on the radio.
Of course you can. Go on. Okay, yeah, it's not live.
What's been the best thing working for you?
Yeah. Come on, James. This is radio.
No, I'll tell you what was good when we went to the book signing. I like that.
Yeah, did you
That was
like
good
that?
at lunch. Yeah, it was good. I like that.
Because I'm
It was
celibate
good.
now, you could see James sniffing round all the girls. You could
Yeah.
see him like trying to hoover them up, wouldn't he, G? He was taking
All right,
numbers.
G. Don't be like that. You know what I mean? I won't really.
Him, little
He's a natural.
He's a natural on the old radio.
Yeah.
If he could buy jumpers the way he can come on here and talk, well, then I wouldn't be dressed up like a silly little dolly bird in my cashmere schmuck. Now, it's quite a nice jumper, this, James. I suppose
mate.
it'll have to do under the circumstances. Very well done. Of course, the money will be docked from your wages because you've messed me around. You must be punished, James, else it wouldn't learn, would it? That's the young James there, my new assistant. If you got a MySpace you want to tell people about so you can be harangued.
Can you, send me an email. If you don't send me an email, it's quite a complicated email though.
No, forget it, it's boring.
All right, then.
You'll find him.
I'll come next
What's
week.
your
I'll do it
surname?
next week. Green. James Green.
Does
Yeah,
he
track him down.
walk
hunt
around the
him
house
down.
naked?
Who, Russell?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Does he have the house far too hot?
No, it's cold at the moment.
Really?
Got to sort that heating out.
God.
We'll
Something
talk
wrong
about
with the
that.
heating.
We'll
I've
talk
been
about that on the
telling
way
him.
home, yeah.
I've been telling him to sort out the heating for days. He's not done it. Sometimes he forgets to lock the door. Oh, no, now burglars will know. He never forgets to lock the
it's
door.
always locked.
One thing about, but the burglar alarm's
Always
on anyway,
locked.
so
Yes,
and
it's
we're
fine. I've got that
vigilant.
fixed.
Plus, I've got a Rottweiler now called Bess. Oh, she's vicious, that little bitch. Right, okay, so that's come on, let's put another record on instead of faffing around
What
with
have we
James.
got on?
You
Can I
shut
request-
up,
Why
what's he
can't I
doing?
request something?
Go on then,
Stone
what would you
Roses?
request?
We've got any Ice Cube for G.
For
Ice
G.
Cube for G.
Grab Ice Cube.
Have we got stuff?
Okay.
Is there anything about swearing? Oh, actually, we can beep swearing. 'cause
Yeah,
it's not live.
today was a good day. There's a radio-friendly version of that. Okay, well, for James and Mr. G, let's listen to
And
Ice
everyone in
Cube.
Huddersfield.
No, shut up, you. Today was a good day. That was Ice Cube. Today was a good day. Listen to Russell Brand on BBC Radio 2. What a fantastic show it's been. Slash, he was magnificent, wasn't he?
Amazing.
Wasn't it lovely to meet him? You really liked him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Should
I
have-
do.
Yeah, he's lovely, man. God, why have I got these hairbands
He's
in my
got a
pocket?
thing in his heart.
What do you mean?
He's got a machine
Love
in
for
his
you,
heart.
you little gay. Nothing wrong with being gay. We all know that. We love gays. I haven't done my item gay. Right, there must be. Is there an item gay this week? Hold on. Right, we'll wrap up the show with my item gay, and of course, Mr. G, poet laureate of the show, will do a lovely poem as well. Can't see it. Gay. Right. Gay. That's the jingle that we always do. This email is from Josh. He addresses all of us here. My mate has just come out has bi, and he's not exactly the most popular guy in the year. People keep coming up to him, ask if he is bi, and he keeps telling them to go away. He came out to me and our other friend first, and people keep asking us as well. What should we say to him, and what can we say to him? Support your friend in being bi, because being bi, that's all right. You've got the best of both worlds. Imagine that. You can have it off with whoever you like, theoretically. You've got to pull them first, of course. But
And
I reckon...
age is an issue.
All right, yeah, fair enough. You don't have it off with the elderly or tiny children. But outside of that, you've got a really broad remit. So don't let the other people victimise him just because of his sexuality. You stand up for him, go, and if you are bi, go, yeah, we're bi as well, man. We're the bi gang. Or just go, no, we ain't bi, but he's still our mate. Come on, let's get on with it. Like James, for example, is bi. I never trouble him.
He's really just saying I am not bi. Please, this is on radio
really
and everything.
Bi. It's really
a lot of people go, I'm not bi.
Just coming across more bi by saying
all
that,
right, I'm a little bit bi.
You can. That's the spirit, you little bi.
I'm not bi.
All right, enough of that. God, did he go on? Dear Russell and team, this is for your item. Gay. My mate Chris is gay. He's only 14 and is dreading telling his parents. At what age and how should he tell his parents? Oh, it's genuinely seeking advice, young Sarah. He's very sensitive about it and he hangs around with us girls all day, every day. He has no friends who are boys. I think he's trying to hide the fact that he's gay. So could you help me give him some advice? Also, could you play You've Got to Hide Your Love Away by the Beatles? There isn't time to do that. We'll try and do it next week, Sarah, 13.
Hang on, that's not a very good message. You've got to hide your love away. Is it homophobic?
Hey, you've got to
hide your
deeply
love away.
ashamed. Yeah, that's no good. No, don't play it. He's, well, I don't know.
I think at 14 you should just... There's no...
Rush.
Rush, because,
Shouldn't be
you're
having it
so
off
young.
for a couple of years anyway, with anyone.
So just get on with your schoolwork and
Get on
don't
your
worry
work.
about it.
Don't worry about being gay yet. Just shut up for a bit and relax. But it don't matter. And use lot, support him. I remember them
Because you
kids-
might change your mind. You might sort of,
He might, who cares? But I just think that as long as he's got them friends of his... do you remember, lads, there was friends only with girls? They got a bit teased.
Well, I
didn't
went
they,
to
at
an
school?
all-boys school.
Oh, yeah, except when you had to go to special lessons at the girls' school because you didn't fit in. I think those lads that only hang around with girls, I remember sort of always been a bit confused by them, but I think, yeah, let's support that lad.
Well, you only hung around with newts, so...
That was
and
weird.
a dog.
But we really got on. We made it work somehow. So, yeah, I think let's support your little gay mate, Chris, bless his heart, and tell him not to worry about it. He don't have to worry about it for a couple of years yet, 'cause it's against the law to have sex to 16.
And it really
whatever your
doesn't matter.
persuasion. It don't matter either way. Let's all stick together. He might feel a bit, I don't know where you lot live, he might feel a bit ostracised where he lives, but it'll come down
Come
to
to
a proper
London.
city. Come on,
Brighton.
London.
Go Brighton.
Brighton, he'll have a time of his
Be
life.
right on.
Yeah, it will be. So don't worry about nothing, and don't worry about coming out yet. Depends what sort of relationship he's got with his parents, but the main thing is you lot support him. Right, time now for the poet laureate of the show, Mr. G, to summarise the entire show with a brilliant poem. Well, yeah, Mr. G.
yeah.
Atmosphere. 4 more years.
Okay.
Sitting down now, that's weird.
Whoa.
In the slash seat.
In the slash seat.
Get out of that
I call it that because I had a slash on it a minute ago. The slash actually stood up.
Okay, the poem. An expressional prose just letting you know, like a pin injection for those who incidentally chose to join us each Saturday. Urine extraction is the practice play as Russ and Mac chat away. An itchy jumper can get you sacked today. So actually, what's the cost of being fobbed off? Reporters tossed off, doors locked off. This is Randy Morgan calling Bosch off with a banana hoodie phone blocked off. Rock God Slash fears an attack of the little imps while Cockrell and Nash demand less noise as they reach the actual brink. Just stop and think, all this raw protocol is evidently confusing. Apparently the Queen heard the Bowie/slash phone call and found it extremely amusing.
Woohoo! There it is, Mr. G, all on the mic, even though it's a pre-record, there were no errors. Good work there, G. Well, what a fantastic show it's been, yeah? What a fantastic show it's been. Matt, you've been lovely. You've really contributed today.
Yes.
And look at us in our jumpers. You
know.
wearing itchy, I'm wearing cashmere. We're a couple of guys.
There's a metaphor there, I'm sure.
Yeah, but you don't seem to be bothered by the itchiness.
No, it's almost like I'm an adult.
I don't know what it is. You do worry, however, that your soul might have been stolen by the slash picture.
Can I just say
Your
that you've got a
bonkers
little,
beliefs.
a
What?
little bag hanging off your jumper with spare buttons and stuff in it. I don't know if that's a look you're going for.
I think I can bust that look. I think I can. Hey, Graham, one of our favourite engineers. Lots of love to
you'll
him
make
in the
that
window.
engineer jealous.
Trevor, I love you as well. Why don't the two of you get off with each other? And our new item, gay engineers. Okay, it's been a fantastic show. Thank you, Mr. G. Thank you, Slash. James, well done for finally getting
Thank you, Slash.
tolerable jumper. Thank you, Slash. Thank you, Slash. Why don't you do your brownie
Can I plug
dance that your
something before I
sisters...
go?
Shut up! Why don't you do your brownie dance that the sisters used to do, where they go, thank you, well done, clapping their hands
Well
under their
done, well
legs.
done, well done then. Thank you, actually.
Why don't you do that to Slash?
I will.
Yeah, do it. Get it done. Okay, thanks everyone for listening. Keep downloading our #1 podcast in the entire world. What you want to say, Matt?
Nothing.
Why did you look all you poised?
There's a sigh.
Why are you sighing?
Because I was just about to press the button for the end of the show.
Best years of our life. Here is some news.